Welcome to the 2020 Teach for Nigeria graduation ceremony, broadcasting live from Plus TV Africa studios in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Elsie Godwin. According to UNESCO, Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world. This and other statistics reflect a broken education system, thereby making it difficult for our children to fulfill their potential. Understanding the crisis in the system, Teach for Nigeria acts as a catalyst to build a formidable network of people who are determined to address it. We invite you to join the conversation on social media using the hashtag TFN 2020 graduation. Now, TFN is committed to making Nigeria better through education. Let's take the national pledge by the TFN pupils.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity, to uphold our honor and glory. So help me God. Amen.
This event, albeit virtual due to the pandemic, will have a full agenda with a lot of ground to cover. But first things first, let's take a look at the Teach for Nigeria's journey.
Teach for Nigeria was established in 2016, inspired by the vision that one day all Nigerian children will have access to an excellent education. Teach for Nigeria takes a unique approach by eliminating educational inequity by enlisting Nigeria's most promising future leaders in the effort. As the first and only organization to partner young leaders from diverse academic backgrounds in an extended service initiative, we recruit, train, and support outstanding graduates and professionals as fellows to deliver an excellent education in under-resourced Nigerian schools. Teach for Nigeria has grown substantially in its 3 years of operation. From a pilot program of 44 fellows in its first year in Ogun and Lagos states, Teach for Nigeria scaled and expanded to Kaduna State in 2018, with an additional cohort of 172 outstanding graduates teaching as full-time teachers, working daily to improve the educational and life prospects of approximately 13,000 students with clear impact. Teach for Nigeria recently recruited the third cohort of 47 fellows in 2019. The next 5 years will be critical as we work to grow towards our target of placing over 1,500 fellows to serve nearly 200,000 of Nigeria's poorest students by 2024, with an ultimate goal of expanding to all 6 geopolitical regions of Nigeria by our 10th year of operation, impacting over 500,000 primary school children. Teach for Nigeria has crossed several important milestones in the course of its 3 years, signing an MOU with partner state governments and expanding to northern Nigeria. In this time, we have successfully proven that outstanding young leaders in Nigeria can, with adequate training and support, make a profound impact on the lives of children in under-resourced schools. The early successes of Teach for Nigeria have only served to illustrate that Teach for Nigeria must continue to grow in order to match the enormous scale of education inequality facing the country as a whole. This is an exciting moment for Teach for Nigeria, as Teach for Nigeria has the opportunity to transition from an experimental phase to an enduring institution with strong roots in the Nigerian context. Support at this opportune moment has the potential to catalyze transformation. With more champions and allies, Teach for Nigeria will be able to effectively expand the scale of its impact to deliver transformational teachers and leaders to thousands more Nigerian children in low-income communities. It's up to me, it's up to you.
It's definitely up to you and I to get education rights in Nigeria. Up next, we invite Daniel Alao, a pupil of Adeola Olawuni, one of the graduating fellows. Daniel is a primary 6 pupil of Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Idiaba, Abeokuta, Ogun State. We now welcome Daniel to read the citation of the chairman of Teach for Nigeria, Mr. Gbenga Oyebode, and right after that, we would have the opening remarks from the chairman to officially kick off this memorable event. Daniel, please go ahead.
Mr. Gbenga Oyebode, MFR, is a lawyer with over 35 years of international experience in corporate and commercial practice, and has contributed remarkably towards improving the Nigerian judiciary. Following his remarkable contribution toward developing Nigeria in the year 2000, he was conferred with Member of the Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, MFR, one of Nigeria's highest honors. Gbenga is the founder and chairman of Aluko and Oyebode, one of the largest integrated law firms in Nigeria. He also sits on the board of some reputable companies in Nigeria and across the world. He is an ardent believer that education is a key requirement for any country to attain economic prosperity. This is why he currently sits as the chairman of the board of Teach for Nigeria and director of Teach for All. As a child who aspires to becoming a lawyer, I am greatly inspired by his achievements and will work hard to be an exceptional lawyer in the nearest future. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Gbenga Oyebode for his opening speech.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First, I know we're all on mute, but I was going to give a very hearty clap for the young man that read my citation. It's not typical to find people who are overly enthusiastic, but more to the point, want to become lawyers in today's world. So that gladdens my heart. But first, let me say to everybody that's joined us today, thank you very much for joining us at the graduation of our second cohort of fellows. It's particularly inspiring that we have lots of people on today, particularly not just our fellows, their parents, guests, our board members, but two groups of people that I always like celebrating. Our ambassadors, who without them, we wouldn't be doing all of this, or without their support, we wouldn't be able to achieve this much. But particularly our donors. Our donors are the reason why we're able to reach out and why we're able to keep celebrating our cohorts, our fellows, and why the impact that we achieve continues to deepen. One of the things that I wanted to do this afternoon was to talk about the work of Teach for Nigeria, what we've been able to achieve over the last 4 years, the fact that this is our second graduating cohort, our class of 2020, the fact that this particular class is the first that has, not just done Lagos and Ogun State, but our first foray into northern Nigeria, into Kaduna particularly. And I will talk a little bit about that foray into Kaduna in a few minutes. I think it's important that the expanded program, the diversity, the inclusion, our ability to grow, to push the Teach for All agenda across the country is one of the reasons why I am glad, I'm happy to be part of this journey. We started 4 years ago with just 44 fellows. We've been able to graduate this year 166. But just so that you understand the phenomenal growth of Teach for Nigeria, the cohort that we are currently working with to deploy will consist of over 400 fellows. That shows you the need for our fellows, shows you the need for the work that we do, the education inequity that exists in our country, the income inequality that exists in our country, the fact that we need more teachers in our schools, and the fact that our teachers, not just do they remain fellows over a 2-year period, but that 75% of our teachers stay in the education space, are able to continue their impact. And for me, that is a particularly inspiring product that we aim to achieve. I would like to commend our fellows. I think it's important that we recognize that our fellows do a significant amount of work in making sure that education remains the key to growth. I spent time in Kaduna over the last 1 year, and some of the work that our fellows are doing, particularly in Kaduna, is very inspiring. They're teaching to classes of 180 children. That is phenomenal. They're teaching to classes where significantly more young girls in their classes than boys. They continue the impact not just in the classroom but outside the classroom. And I was particularly impressed that in the impact in our classrooms, particularly not just to our students, but also to fellow teachers in some of these schools. So again, I think that impact is particularly important. It's also important for us to see some of the social impact projects that our teachers, our fellows are participating in. The fact that they don't stop delivering their results in the classroom, that they continue to engage, particularly this year, where we've had significant lockdowns, where we haven't been able to get our children into school. I'll use one example. We've been able to deploy teaching through the radio. And because I sit also on the board of Teach for All, I would say to you that because Teach for Nigeria was able to use the radio as a means of deploying teaching during the lockdowns, Teach for All has started a model, essentially out of something that was developed in Nigeria, where because the radio is an easier way to deploy education, because batteries are cheaper, because particularly in northern Nigeria, most people have radios, we've been able to do a lot more. And I think this itself is particularly impressive and shows the kind of growth, the kind of ideas that come out of some of the social impact that our fellows are engaging in. Really, just again, to just talk about the support we've received from ambassadors, from sponsors, and also particularly from state governments. Without the support of the Lagos state government, the Ogun state government, and the Kaduna state government, in making sure that during, for instance, the periods of lockdown, we've been able to interact with our teachers and in their schools. And the fact that these are visionary governments, governments that partner with us to make sure that we are able to reach a higher number of students. I think these are, it's important that we celebrate these state governments where the governors are visionaries, where education is key to the agenda, and where they recognize the impact that Teach for Nigeria brings to the table. So really for me, in conclusion, it's really just to say that I salute our fellows. I recognize that 2 years working in underserved communities, sometimes communities where there's no electricity, sometimes rural communities where it's difficult to get to, where the teacher is not just a teacher in the classroom, but is a mentor, is a role model, and where we recognize in all the visits that I have made to some of our schools, the fellow teachers use our fellows as examples of what they would like to be to achieve. The impact that our fellows achieve in their classrooms is significantly higher than the normal impact that you tend to find. So for me, it's a great opportunity that Teach for Nigeria is able to deploy fellows across the schools. To the graduating class of 2020, what can I say? I think it's important that we celebrate you, we celebrate your efforts, we celebrate the fact that we recognize that your impact is not just in classrooms, but that after this 2-year fellowship, that most of you will stay in the education space, that most of you will continue pushing the agenda around education inequity, that you will become change agents, that some of the projects that we see that you've started will continue to to deepen around our communities, and that the impact that you've made over this period will continue to be one that the rest of us look at. And I know that you'll go out into the world and change the world. And for me, that is the impact that Teach for Nigeria brings. And that is why we continue to celebrate our graduating class of 2020 today. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that amazing opening remarks, and of course for highlighting the work done at Teach for Nigeria. Now to meet the chief celebrants of this occasion, our reason for being here. The fellows have been grouped based on names of gemstones that reflect Teach for Nigeria's core values: garnet, ruby, amethyst, and emerald. So while we celebrate the graduates of the TFN 2020 graduation, let's get to know them a little bit more. We're truly proud of our graduating fellows, and now is the time to hear the commencement speech from someone whose life deeply reflects our vision and shows the limitless possibilities that abound when one is given the opportunity to access quality education. He scarcely needs any introduction. However, Daniel will be doing the honors once more of introducing the elder statesman, none other than Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, two-time president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please go ahead, Daniel.
His Excellency, President Olusegun Obasanjo, a retired military general and a former military head of state and civilian president of Nigeria, is one of the great figures with immense contribution to national development and cooperation across the continent. Obasanjo started contributing to nation building as early as 24 years old during the Congo War, overseeing Nigeria's transition to representative democracy in the 1970s, pushed for universal primary education and liberalization of the education sector. opened up the telecommunication sector, secured an $18 billion debt relief from the Paris and London clubs, and got Nigeria free of debt. He launched Nigeria's first satellite in space, brought in mobile telecommunication (GSM) into Nigeria, and encouraged Pan-African corporations across the continent. His desire to place Nigeria on the global map as one of the successful countries inspired him to search and discover distinguished Nigerians like Charles Soludo and Okonjo-Iweala, whose contributions to national and economic development cannot be overemphasized. Though the legendary President Olusegun Obasanjo has retired to his home state, Ogun State, he is still actively engaged in mentoring young people who he believes will continue to work and drive for a better Nigeria. We are excited to have this distinguished Nigerian give the commencement speech at the graduation ceremony of our 2018 Teach for Nigeria cohort. Thank you.
Congratulations to the class of 2020 on the successful completion of the Teach for Nigeria Fellowship. Let me congratulate also the leadership of Teach for Nigeria under the chairmanship of Mr. Gbenga Oyebode and Folawe Omekunle, who is the Chief Executive Officer. In Nigeria today, over 14 million children that should be in school are not in school, and thereby they are deprived of education and opportunities that will allow them to develop their abilities and become useful to themselves and their communities. In short, they will be added to the poverty group. It is evident at this point to transform our education system in a sustainable way. Nigerian youth must take up leadership positions, championing different innovative solutions at every level of the society and across different sectors. It is inspiring to see the work that Teach for Nigeria is doing to equip promising future leaders with the skills and experience to drive the change that we need. However, it is even more inspiring to witness the impact you have made in the last 2 years of your fellowship journey. You have dedicated your time, energy, and resources to inspire love for learning, improve educational outcomes, and in turn, you have enhanced life opportunities for the children in your classrooms. As a result of your commitment, your pupils have succeeded at various academic and non-academic competitions. I recently learned about pupils of Teach for Nigeria Fellows who came second in the National Lavage competition, and how some of you coached and tutored pupils who were eventually awarded scholarship opportunities. You have also initiated actions by working with stakeholders such as parents, community members, heads of schools, and other teachers towards enabling an improved learning environment for children and teaching environment for teachers. The ability to identify problems and work towards providing relevant and effective solutions is a unique leadership attribute. Through your various social impact called Be the Change projects, you have provided innovative solutions to numerous challenges you identified in your placement schools and communities. What I found most interesting is the diversity of these initiatives and the impact you are driving from projects like AduFix, focused on providing STEM training to public school teachers, to projects aimed at improving the learning outcome of pupils, as well as other ICT, innovation, and health-related projects. You have multiplied your impact by creating sustainable solutions that will outlive your time at the fellowship. More recently, the outbreak of the raging coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic has put the world at its knees as the whole world strives to develop a vaccine and successful treatments to fight this dreadful pandemic. So far, the damage in Africa has been moderate, but if we relax, the African continent could become the worst affected from the economic fallout of the crisis, and millions of Africans, including many youth, could be pushed into extreme poverty. In Nigeria, we must understand that our education system was already in crisis before the pandemic hit us. The outbreak has exacerbated the ever-widening gulf between the learning opportunities of our most privileged children and our less privileged ones. To close the dangerous gap as a nation, we require prompt action from well-meaning Nigerians imbued with courage, patriotism, commitment, foresight, and love, in critical mass to spearhead the movement for new Nigeria generally, but particularly new Nigeria in education. I am delighted to be here with you today and commend the work that you are doing, especially during this pandemic, to ensure that children who lack access to online technologies currently being adopted by private schools are able to learn during this period. Some of you are leveraging basic messaging platforms such as WhatsApp, adopting the use of physical work packets, and even driving partnerships with the government to provide access to learning. A great example of this is the work you are currently doing with the Ogun State government to pioneer the broadcast of lessons via state-owned television. Some of you are even going the extra mile to support your pupils and their families during these difficult times by distributing foodstuff and providing access to small loans to empower mothers in low-income communities. This is highly commendable. These, along with many other accomplishments you have achieved during the fellowship program, have shown us that your leadership coupled with innovation, cooperation, and collaboration, can indeed be a panacea to the ills in our educational sector and the key to unlocking the full potential of our teeming youth and, by extension, the great potential of our dear country, Nigeria. It is important that you know that leadership will not be handed over to you, but you have to continue to exert yourselves to get it. After all, as the saying goes, power is not served a la carte. Although you have come to the end of your fellowship, this is only the beginning of your leadership journey. While the fellowship might have provided you with first-hand experience of the inequities in our system, you have to continue to leverage your acquired skills and experiences to continue to be advocates for educational excellence and be ambassadors for change, driving the movement for freedom and justice in Nigeria. Please do not let anybody tell you that you are leaders of tomorrow. You are leaders of today. Your leadership begins now. Let nobody use today to make tomorrow impossible for you. I started making contributions to the world when I was serving in the Congo in 1960. I was only 24 years old. And when I became head of state as a military leader, I was under 40 years of age. The time to act and seek and seize responsibility is now. From my experiences leading Nigeria and in pushing for universal basic education, I strongly advise that you remain resilient in your fight for educational equity. You must not relent on the strides of deploying solutions to tackle the myriads of problems confronting our education system. You must continue to build on the foundations of our heroes and bring to Nigeria the glory she truly deserves. You have touched lives and made an impact that will last for generations. You have left your mark in the hearts of the children you have encountered, their families, friends, and their entire communities. For every child whose life you have impacted, you have lit a candle that will go on to light the world. So, be proud of yourself. You are making history, and keep it up and keep at it. You are among the visionary and dynamic youth that give me hope of a great future for Nigeria. Once again, congratulations on your successful completion of your fellowship. Well done.
That was such an inspiring speech by His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo. What stood out for me most has got to be his emphasis on the need to bridge the gap between the privileged and the less privileged when it comes to education. And of course, you're leaders of today, not tomorrow. You're still watching the first ever virtual live stream and live broadcast of Teach for Nigeria 2020 graduation on Plus TV Africa. Keep up with the program using the hashtag TFN 2020 graduation, hashtag TFN 2020 graduation. Also follow us on social media at Teach for Nigeria and at Plus TV Africa on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Now, as part of Teach for Nigeria's graduation ceremony culture, we usually bring stakeholders such as pupils, parents, heads of schools, and government partners to share their experiences with the graduating fellows. This year, due to the restriction of public gatherings, we pre-recorded videos of some of the stakeholders talking about the impact our fellows have made in their classrooms and communities. Let's listen to some of their messages.
To this school in 2018, where I met these two wonderful fellows. They said they are from Teach for Nigeria.
The name of my teacher is Mr. Gideon.
My teacher has been teaching us for over 2 years.
And after seeing some of their activities in the class, I was very impressed.
They are committed and they are dedicated to their work.
I would like to appreciate, to bring out my gratitude, to thank to Almighty Allah who gave us a people that they named Teach for Nigeria. I have never known them before, but due to coming to my jurisdiction, honestly speaking, I want to thank the Almighty Allah, those that has planned to bring people like them. Teach for Nigeria is a pleasure to my ward, it's a pleasure to my community, and it's a pleasure to Kaduna South, even Kaduna State at large. They have worked after even giving what they come to give to the pupils. They have spent so many classes with teaching aid and other necessary things that convenes the people to achieve. We have really achieved. We are saying excellent to them. We are giving them 100 over 100 marks due to what they have done. They make the people to be liking coming to school. The enrollment add more. Their activities add more enrollment. Most of usually the classes they are taking.
I'm very happy with the fellows in my school because they have really done a lot. They have really changed the lives of their pupils because they took the pupils as theirs. The pupils so much love them. They always want to be with them. One interesting is that when the fellows are coming into the school, once the children see them, they run to them to collect their bags, not as they do with the other teachers, because of the care, the loving, and the affection the fellows have for the pupils.
One of the things I noticed was the way they teach the children.
I think the learners see them as role models.
I was not able to read and write very well.
In fact, I can say 99% of my learners in those classes that have been handled by the Teach for Nigeria fellow can read fluently.
I am here today as a result of that excellent work.
If we have to rate them in percentage, I will give them more than 100%.
Because they are wonderful.
She's the first person in that school that creates this arts work, that she called all parents to come and know how their children, they are working in the school.
I've written 4 poems and 3 stories.
I like my teacher because he's teaching me very well. What I don't know before, I know it now.
Patience is one of their virtues.
She will tell them that their future is going to be bright, and I appreciate her for that.
Our people are extraordinary in that class because of the Teach for Nigeria.
My son, his position in the class then was 10th position, but when Auntie Nene came, he took the 1st position overall. In fact, I'm so glad.
I do not know how to play chess, Scrabble, Monopoly. I even look forward to beating him.
During the school hours, you will see my pupils blowing grammar here and there. I'm seriously enjoying the fellows in my school.
I must confess I've learned a lot from them.
Personally, they have influenced us, the teachers, the head teachers.
She has helped me with English-based science and mathematics. I didn't know how to speak English, but when Miss Nene now come, and I know how to speak English.
This fellow, in fact, they've done exploit because they've affected the life of the children in the school.
It made me to be bold to go outside for competitions.
My teacher is a good teacher. She teaches me how to speak English and read and write. She also said if I did not understand any word, I should come back to her and ask. I like her because she is a good teacher.
2 letter words, 3 letter words. Har ma 4 suna karantawa suna rubutawa da kansu.
But now I know how to read and calculate very well.
They move individual learners at their different pace.
If we do not understand it, she will open a laptop and bring out the video and show us so that it will be easy for us to understand. And it gives me some worksheets to distribute and coordinate to others in this COVID-19 pandemic period.
If you look at this area, this pandemic area, you see that they have not stopped, teaching and learning has not stopped with the fellows. They still move from one home to another, from one learner to another, teaching them in their various homes.
They are doing a great job, because they spend extra time with our pupils.
So they spend time well beyond the normal regulation time to take this, and this is one of the things that I've learned.
They have gone to the extent of providing school uniforms for all these pupils. They have also given financial literacy to parents at home so as to empower them to be able to take care of their children. They have done a lot for us in Ogun State and for our teachers and for our schools.
But basically, we are so much impressed with what they have done. I want to really appreciate Teach for Nigeria. And I want to say kudos to them, and they should please keep it up.
With their examination performance and other things, if you compare to the other classes, you see there's a huge difference.
Our pupils enjoy learning under them. The purpose of having them with us, we are very happy that we are achieving that purpose.
In fact, for the 2 years they spent with me, we don't have any regrets.
I will miss his teaching and hard working.
For example, Ibrahim brought in the libraries that we have in the school, the books that we have in our library. In fact, when I got to this school, there was no library at all.
You see the fellows, they came en masse, they painted all the classes in this school.
They looked for a sponsor, they came with sanitary pads, for our girls.
We thank God that Teach for Nigeria are with us here in the school.
Because the community relationship that we have was based on what they have done. And I want to tell them to keep it up.
You go to our computer room, you see their work there too.
To me, if it's going to be possible, I will retain them.
Well, to the graduating fellows, regardless of the state that they came from, they should see Ogun State as their second state.
The organizers of this Teach for Nigeria, may Almighty Allah bless them and update them to protect them from any evil things.
We also help the parents of these kids by creating skills for the parents, the mothers of these children, to learn different skills like tailoring, catering, and shoe and bag making.
Congratulations to all the fellows that are graduating today. We appreciate all of you. And also, we want to appreciate His Excellency Governor Abiodun MFR, who has actually given us the power to be able to work with Teach for Nigeria. And not only that, the fact that Teach for Nigeria has not just produced ordinary teachers, but they have produced the best for us.
I want to thank them for a job well done.
All the virtue they have as they go, I pray the Lord will be with them and they'll move to higher ground.
If they need our support in suburb in Ogun State, they should feel free to approach us because we hold them in high esteem.
I'd like to say thank you for your love and care. God will help you.
So I would like to appreciate them for this kind of gesture that they are trying to bring teaching and learning in school.
I want to thank the TFN for bringing the fellows to our schools.
TFN has started a very good job, and I want them to sustain that.
That the partnership should continue, that it should be sustained.
The children, I believe, will weep when they hear about their going.
Those learners will not forget them in a hurry.
I want to say thank you to you because you have grown me up in everything.
That's definitely heartwarming. Now it's time to let the voice of the children do the talking. I have especially looked forward to this segment where we get to hear the eloquent words of a Teach for Nigerian pupil, Bamidele Bernice, a Primary 3 pupil from Ikanga Enrilu United Anglican Primary School, Ogun State. It's time for some poetry.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bamidele Bernice. I am here to recite a poem. And the title of my poem is If I Were Somebody. If I were a teacher, I will teach my students to dream big dreams. If I were a doctor, I will make sure that nobody dies. If I were a lawyer, I will defend the defenseless. If I were an accountant, I will make accountability our watchword. If I were a president, I will give hope to the hopeless and help to the helpless. But I'm still a student and there is a lot that I can do. I can listen to my teacher. I can read and I can write. I know I'm a leader and I can change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernice. Thank you. You definitely can change the world. I know I said earlier when we introduced the graduates that we have met the chief celebrants of this occasion, but after that recital, even you would agree that I left out some even more special VIPs, the children. Today is surely their day, and we are privileged to be a part of it. You're watching the first ever virtual live stream and live broadcast of Teach for Nigeria 2020 graduation on Plus TV Africa. Keep up with this program using the hashtag hashtag TFN 2020 graduation, hashtag TFN 2020 graduation. Now for the focal part of this event, as impressive as the performance of our graduates are, they are expected to implement a social impact project in the second year of their fellowship program called the Be the Change Project. Let's hear from Olubankole Wellington, a Teach for Nigeria ambassador, as he presents the 2020 Outstanding Be the Change Project nominees.
Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, ambassadors, sponsors, staff, and our amazing graduating class. My name is Banky Wellington, and I am a musician, a filmmaker, a philanthropist, and a very proud Teach for Nigeria ambassador. And it is truly my honor to be here to present to you the 2020 Be the Change Award, sponsored by EJ Onejebe. To the graduating fellows of the class of 2020, I say a huge congratulations on the successful completion of your fellowship program. We are so proud of the incredible impact you have had over the last 2 years in your schools and your communities. You have exemplified the attributes of true servant leaders, showing empathy, resilience, bravery, and a strong commitment to the development of underserved children all around the country. We are all so inspired by your determination to build upon the mission of Teach for Nigeria through your diverse, innovative solutions that drive sustainability. Your ability to not only identify problems within our communities, but also provide solutions is not only commendable, but is also so inspiring. This year, the graduating cohort implemented 52 Be the Change projects across diverse areas such as teacher training, school improvement initiative, art projects, edutech, literacy, employability, and financial literacy. We celebrate you all today for your innovation, dedication, and commitment. All the Be the Change projects are important, and truthfully, it might sound cliche, but this is absolutely true. You are all winners. And now more than ever, it has become even more important to double our efforts towards ensuring that no child is left behind. The Be the Change Award recognizes fellows whose Be the Change projects reflect impact, innovation, and sustainability, with a cash prize of 250,000 naira. Please share the money. Hello. Out of the 52 Be the Change projects submitted, 10 were shortlisted to pitch to an independent selection panel. Having thoroughly considered the various intervention projects, here are our nominees. The WASH Project, Talent Mine Academy, EduFix Nigeria.
Before Banky announces the winner, here is a brief background of the project. The WASH project by Samuel Chibueze and Shadiat Odu was set up with the goal to provide access to clean water and improve sanitary conditions in their placement schools. Samuel and Shadiat were faced with the challenges of very low class attendance hygiene-related illnesses as a result of poor sanitation and hygiene. To address this, they partnered with World Connect to build toilets and water source in 2 local government primary schools in Ota, Ogun State, benefiting over 1,200 pupils. In addition, they set up wash clubs in these schools to educate teachers and parents on the harmful effects of poor sanitary conditions on children's health and learning, while providing facilities within the school's environment to support this. Following their intervention, attendance has increased. Next project is EduFix Nigeria by Bright Kema Sode, Atuye Jo Martins, Fatokun Muslimat, Ediko Umbang, and Ebwewe Chukwuka, which is focused on equipping learners and teachers leaders with 21st century skills through their STEM enrichment courses for global competitiveness and to promote innovation. Project EduFix was born out of the need to cascade the impact of building future of work-ready citizens from our classrooms and to build and to bridge the digital divide that exists in the public education space through education and innovation. EduFix has trained over 230 public school teachers and 250 learners across Lagos, Ogun State, and Kaduna State on digital skills and the use of 21st century tools. One of the project's prototypes developed by their participants was adopted to be developed and presented as a product in the market, and they will be setting up STEM labs in 5 low-income schools in Ogun State when schools open. EduFix Nigeria is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission as a social enterprise. And to the third project nominated, Talent Mine Academy was founded by Aramide Akinti-Meyi to provide access to free education to out-of-school children in low-income communities. Aramide, in a bid to address the challenge of over 13.5 million out of school by closing the gap in educational inequity, started Talent Mine Academy, a weekend school which leverages professional volunteer teachers to teach children who are not enrolled in school using 21st century methodologies while providing the learners with free textbooks and other learning materials to support their learning. Within the space of a year, Talent Mine has impacted 30 pupils in Ota, Ogun State, and over the next 4 years, they plan to provide quality education to 3,000 out-of-school children across undeserved communities in Nigeria. And now, Banky W, let's hear the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. The 2020 Teach for Nigeria Outstanding Be the Change Project Award goes to none other than, I'll tell you after these messages. I'm just kidding. The award goes to EduFix Nigeria. Woo! Make some noise. Clap for them. Otherwise, people will not clap for you when it's your turn. Congratulations, EduFix Nigeria, and congratulations again to the entire graduating class of 2020. We're proud of you. We love you. We support you. God bless you. Go on and do great things. Go on and change Nigeria and change the world. Thank you, Wellington, signing out. Teach for Nigeria. Oh shit, let's go.
Congratulations again to EduFix. Judging by the entries, it was a keen competition indeed. Before we hear from the winner, I would like to acknowledge and really appreciate EJ Onojeme, the sponsor of this year's Be the Change Award. Time to hear from the winner, a winner among winners.
All right, I want to say a big thank you to everyone. 1,000 quotes run through my mind right now, but only one stands out and keeps ringing. It is the one by Elizabeth Edwards that says, resilience is accepting your new reality, even when it's less good. than one you had before. You can fight it, you can do nothing but scream about what you've lost, or you can accept that and try to put together something that is good. We began the TFN journey with only a glimpse of what we would face. More than half of us were shocked at what we found, but resilience helped us to accept that we were now finally here. Some of us screamed, some shed tears, some of us just totally blacked out by the end. We fought, and most of all, we put together something that's good to replace what we found. Today we celebrate. Today we are winners, every one of us who was courageous enough to go beyond our classroom impact, even at an unprecedented time as this. However, we have only laid a foundation upon which we intend to do more, to give more and to keep making the grass greener with the ultimate goal of bridging the digital divide that exists in our public educational space. We promise that we will not rest on our hour till this becomes a reality. A truckload of thank you to our CEO, Ms. Folawe Omokinle, the head of training, Mr. Bumi,
Congratulations once again to EduFix. Now, whether you're watching this event on television, DSTV channel 408, via Zoom, YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, we appreciate your presence as we try to get comfortable and more innovative in this new normal. You're watching the first ever virtual live stream and live broadcast of Teach for Nigeria 2020 graduation on Plus TV Africa. Keep up with this program and join the conversation using the hashtag TFN 2020 graduation. Now we've met the graduates and even the students. We've seen them in action, performing poetry and executing progressive projects. Now to hear from one amongst them who will endeavor to capture the minds of all our valedictorians, we invite Grace Amoka to give the valedictorian speech. The floor is yours, Grace.
Good day, everyone. Permit me to stand on the existing protocols. I'd like to begin with the story. A man was walking along the beach one day and saw a small boy picking something up and throwing back into the ocean. He asked the boy, "What are you doing?" To which the boy replied, "I'm picking up starfish. If I don't throw them back into the ocean, they will die." "Son," the man said, "there are miles and miles of ocean and a lot of starfish. You cannot make a difference." The boy looked down, picked another starfish, and threw back in the ocean and responded to the man, "I just made a difference to that one." This story is a lesson on how even the smallest things can make a significant difference. More importantly, it teaches me a huge lesson on perspective, how we can change the world by changing our perspectives. I recently became fascinated by the work of Barry Johnson in polarity management, which has helped me understand and manage perspectives better. He poses, among things, that life is not a conflict between opposites, but a polarity. You may wonder why all this talk about polarities and perspectives. Well, the past 2 years, for a lot of us, 2018 Fellows of Teach for Nigeria, are filled with stories of learning to dance with polarities and choosing our perspectives to situations. In our classrooms, we understand this so well in whether to focus on academic standards or on student strengths and interests, autonomy or collaboration, top-down or distributed leadership. Even in homes, parents are sometimes torn between exerting freedom or discipline in raising their children. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, our world faced a crisis as never before, and we practically shut down for a while. But as Malcolm Turnbull, the former Australian Prime Minister, recently said, there would be nothing more tragic than if, in our efforts to preserve our health, we lose our freedom. In the work we do at Teach for Nigeria, uncertainty is usually a constant. However, beyond these, we have been able to embrace the reality that one does not exist without the other. And rather than focus on the problem, we can unleash the power of differences. Part of the positive power of differences we see is in our world witnessing redefinition of life as we knew it. New collaborations are formed, cross-border engagements now more than ever before. And we understand that our humanity binds us much more than our differences. All these have been born out of difficult situations. Over the past 2 years, we have excelled at finding opportunities in the midst of crisis, knowing that there is always sunset after the rain. And in the struggle for education equity, there exists an army of leaders choosing faith rather than fear, and hoping against hope that one day every Nigerian child will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education. On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to thank everyone that has been with us on this journey, our parents, our spouses, and siblings. Thank you for supporting us to take on this task that seemed ridiculous at first. For all the nights you sat up with us to try to figure out how to meet a child's needs. To the partners of Teach for Nigeria, we say thank you. To the State Education Board in Lagos, Ogun State, and Kaduna, the Teach for Nigeria ambassadors and board members, to the recruitment team as well. Thank you for taking a chance on some of us, even when we didn't look like it. To our coaches, we never could have come this far without you. Thank you for holding our hands through the tears, the frustrations, and the victories as well. To our head of training with the swag, Mr. Olubumi Adefisayo, thank you. Our program director, Mr. Ahmed Alaga, the only headmaster at Teach for Nigeria and beyond. You helped us to embrace the reality that an empty pocket can never stop us from making a difference. Only an empty head and an empty heart. The Teach for Nigeria alumni team, headed by Olutele Togon, thank you. I believe we'll do greater things together. And to the indefatigable CEO, Folawe Omikunle, our Wonder Woman. If you have been with Teach for Nigeria long enough, you would have heard her tell the story of the hummingbird who made a huge difference in a forest fire. Today, it is with great pleasure to note that from one hummingbird who chose to take on this challenge of putting an end to education injustice in our country, there are 300 and counting, an army of leaders who have not just released little droplets of water in this fire of education inequity. The forest has felt our presence, and as frontliners, we keep forging ahead. To the 161 2018 now alumni of Teach for Nigeria, who, as in the words of Fajemiroku Obasanjo, are more than just a cohort. We stormed Africa with the wave of educational change, creating history beyond our names. And as Mr. Ayo Olajiga would say, a pat at your back and a clap for you. Sanuda Aiki, Kuishe, Indewo, you have truly done well. I am delighted to say that we promised and we have delivered. I'll close with the words of Nelson Mandela. There can be no contentment for any of us when there are children, millions of children around the world who do not receive an education that provides them with dignity and honor and allows them to live their lives to the full. So, as we move ahead today to a greater stage as visionary leaders, strategic, reflective, and self-aware leaders into the shores of the private sectors, policy and governance, social enterprises, and education management, we pledge to continue to find contentment by supporting the provision of quality education for every Nigerian child. And after all is said and done, we can say boldly that we came, we lived, we loved, we learned, and made a difference in our world, and the world is better for it. Keep taking one step every day towards making a difference in the world by changing your perspective. Thank you very much.
On behalf of Teach for Nigeria, the sponsors and partners of this amazing initiative, and of course Plus TV Africa, I proudly, with great privilege and honor, declare the 2018 cohort as official graduates and alumni of TFN Fellowship Program. I think this is where the clapping is supposed to happen, but yeah, we are clapping, definitely. As our people say, levels have surely changed today. Okonda Ogbonda, president of the Teach for Nigeria alumni community, has a few words for our valedictorians as they join the distinguished alumni network of Teach for Nigeria.
Everyone, all protocols duly observed. Congratulations, graduating class of 2020. Just wow. It's been really incredible seeing all the amazing works you all have done in your local communities and the impact these have had and will continue to have. I am particularly proud of the great leadership you all have shown to your kids who lack access to online learning tools in the light of the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you to fellows who innovatively design learning packets and administer them to pupils in order to ensure that they continue to learn at home. Thank you to those who translated the WHO COVID-19 safety guidelines into local languages to help keep their local communities safe and healthy. Thank you. Aside your terrific pandemic efforts, we have seen how far-reaching your exceptional leadership is. From obtaining medical help and scholarships for your pupils, to helping equip public school teachers with STEM and digital skills, to setting up literacy hubs in your local communities, the list is a long one. Your leadership and impact are immense and very strongly felt. This leadership and innovation you have displayed throughout your fellowship is indeed the key to unlocking your full potential post-fellowship. You have seen firsthand how our alumni have leveraged their fellowship experience beyond the fellowship. Our alumni Odinaka was able to leverage her experience to obtain a UNESCO scholarship to study for a master's in education development at the University of Pennsylvania. Another Usas is currently working with TFN, the first specialized financial institution in Nigeria, where she is supporting education from the private sector. Some of our alumni such as Otuke, Linda, Prince, and Ogechukwu have also remained in education leadership, where they continue to entrench quality education. You have also seen how some of the initiatives started by alumni is helping improve local communities. Meta, an African Child Initiative, is helping kids from low-income communities gain vital digital skills. Child Support Initiative is ensuring that period poverty doesn't stop girls from attending school. Sharing Life Africa is equipping women and kids from underserved backgrounds with skills and resources to ensure learning continues. School Linker is helping plug the skills gap and deficit in the teaching workforce. These are just a few examples of some of the impactful work our alumni are up to. As president, I am deeply excited to welcome you into the Teach for Nigeria alumni community. We are here and ready to support you in every way that we can. And this includes promoting your work, sharing opportunities with you, helping you establish strategic partnerships, and generally providing you with guidance to make the most of your chosen pathway. Alumni pathways include education leadership, social and business entrepreneurship, private sector, working for non-profit, and working for government and in policy. As you can see, our pathways are all-encompassing. This is because we need a coalition of leaders across different pathways standing as champions and advocates for education. So I would like to urge you that irrespective of the pathway you choose, that you continue to remain steadfast in your support for education. Let your fire for that one child continue to burn. Continue to give your voice and support to causes that are ensuring that one day every Nigerian child is able to attain quality education. Once again, congratulations on your graduation, class of 2020. We are incredibly, incredibly proud of you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Ogbonna, for that beautiful welcome speech. Now it's time to give way to the dynamic CEO of Tech for Nigeria, Folawe Omikunle. Please, you have the floor. Give us our vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. As I give the vote of thanks this afternoon, I just cannot be more inspired by all that I've heard today. The commitment of our graduates, their sense of urgency, and the agency to effect change is truly remarkable. And this gives me hope for our nation, Nigeria. At Teach for Nigeria, there is no such word as impossible in our vocabulary. And once again, our 161 fellows have shown us what is possible through leadership and commitment to impacting some of Nigeria's most underserved children. As it was rightly put by His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo during the commencement speech, this graduating set has shown us that leadership coupled with innovation, cooperation, and collaboration can truly solve our most pressing challenges within the educational system. To Teach for Nigeria, we recognize the power of collective action, and we know that we wouldn't be here today without the support of our champions, allies, partners, friends, and donors. In fact, if I have to thank everyone here today, we might remain here for another hour. But I want to give special thanks. First, to the newest graduates, the amazing, inspiring, and incredible 2018 fellows, the Kaduna State Government, the Ogun State Government, the education officials in Lagos State, the members of Board of Teach for Nigeria, the ambassadors of Teach for Nigeria, the gentlemen of the press, all our donors and sponsors, my awesome colleagues who have remained resilient and consistent to our commitment to the day where every Nigerian child will have access to an excellent education. And our partner, Plus TV, who have made it possible for us to broadcast our graduation ceremony to 36 African countries and online globally. And to you all who have joined us today on this very important occasion, I say thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you to our graduation ceremony again next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful speech, and well done on all you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, so when words fail us to round off a memorable occasion such as this, perhaps putting them to music might be a more effective means of communication. Sit back and enjoy the Teach for Nigeria theme song by the graduating fellows to mark the 2020 graduation.
Every child is a diamond. Every child is a star. We are here to ignite the deepest passion in them. We are ruby and amethyst, garnet and emerald, building the leaders of tomorrow. Lagos to Ogun, Kaduna, all of Nigeria. Inspire, inspire, initiate. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow.
We are leaders, we don't back down. It's not in our nature to stand down. We lead from the front like for Lawe. Always up and out like a lager. With us, every child has a future because they definitely got it in the nature. They may not be popular on Twitter, but with us, their future will glitter like stars in the sky. Every little one of them is gonna get brighter. We can do this, we must do this. That's why we are called leaders. Leaders for today, leaders for tomorrow, leaders for the future, leaders with TFN. Check it out, what do you say?
Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow.
I nurture them like my very own to ensure they get the best. Meeting them was a reminder of the hope and the future resident in them. Impact them became my goal. teach them became my vision. My vision became my mission, which has now become my heart's intentions and my convictions. Driven with passion to impact and watch them grow academically, emotionally, and in leadership. My resolve is solidified that they are tomorrow's light. This is my stand. Nigerian children, you are the key to the tomorrow mystique. Education, the key to your tomorrow. At Teach for Nigeria, we teach, we lead, and we impact. Because we believe that one day, every Nigerian child will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education.
Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow.
Amazing theme song. You have been watching the first ever virtual live stream and live broadcast of Teach for Nigeria 2020 graduation on Plus TV Africa. I know you have been inspired and challenged as I have. Congratulations to our valedictorians, pupils and mentors. We look forward to many more graduations and a showcasing of future exploits by those who will doubtless play a pivotal part in building up our nation on solid foundations. My name is Elsie Godwin, and it's been an absolute pleasure being your host. Follow at Teach for Nigeria on all social media platforms. Also do follow at Plus TV Africa. The conversation continues as usual on social media, and the hashtag is the TFN 2020 graduation. Hashtag TFN 2020 graduation. Don't forget to teach, lead, and impact. Do have a great week ahead.
Every child is a diamond. Every child is a star. We are here to ignite the deepest passion in them. We are ruby and amethyst, garnet and emerald, building the leaders of tomorrow. Lagos to Ogun, Kaduna, all of Nigeria, inspire, inspire, initiate. Oh, teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow.
We are leaders, we don't back down. It's not in our nature to stand down. We lead from the front like for Lawe. Always up and not like a lager. With us, every child has a future because they definitely got it in the nature. They may not be popular on Twitter, but with us, the future will glitter like stars in the sky. Every little one of them is gonna get brighter. We can do this, we must do this. That's why we are called leaders. Leaders for today, leaders for tomorrow, leaders for the future, leaders with TFN. Check it out, what do you say?
Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow.
ensure they get the best. Meeting them was a reminder of the hope and the future resident in them. Impact them became my goal. Teach them became my vision. My vision became my mission, which has now become my heart's intentions and my convictions. Driven with passion to impact and watch them grow academically, emotionally, and in leadership. My resolve is solidified that they are tomorrow's light. This is my stand. Nigerian children, you are the key to the tomorrow we seek. Education, the key to your tomorrow. At Teach for Nigeria, we teach, we lead, and we impact. Because we believe that one day, every Nigerian child will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education.
Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Every child is a diamond. Every child is a star. We are here to ignite the deepest passion in them. We are ruby and amethyst, garnet and emerald, building the leaders of tomorrow. Lagos to Ogun, Kaduna, all of Nigeria, inspire, inspire, initiate. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow.
We are leaders, we don't back down. It's not in our nature to stand down. We lead from the front like for Lawe. Always act a lot like a lager. With us, every child has a future because they definitely got it in the nature. They may not be popular on Twitter, but with us, their future will glitter like stars in the sky. Every little one of them is gonna get brighter. We can do this, we must do this. That's why we are called leaders. Leaders for today, leaders for tomorrow, leaders for the future, leaders with TFN. Check it out, what do you say?
Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow.
I nurture them like my very own to ensure they get the best. Meeting them was a reminder of the hope and the future resident in them. Impact them became my goal. Teach them became my vision. My vision became my mission, which has now become my heart's intentions and my convictions. Driven with passion to impact and watch them grow academically, emotionally, and in leadership. My resolve is solidified that they are tomorrow's light. This is my stand. Nigerian children, you are the key to the tomorrow we seek. Education, the key to your tomorrow. At Teach for Nigeria, we teach, we lead, and we impact. Because we believe that one day, every Nigerian child will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education.
Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Every child is a diamond. Every child is a star. We are here to ignite the deepest passion in them. We are ruby and amethyst, garnet and emerald, building the leaders of tomorrow. Lagos to Ogun, Kaduna, all of Nigeria, inspire, inspire, initiate. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach for Nigeria. Building the leaders of tomorrow. One child at a time. We are building the leaders of tomorrow. Teach, lead, and impact. We are building the leaders of tomorrow.
We are leaders, we don't back down. It's not in our nature to stand down. We lead from the front like for Lawe. Always act a lot like a lager. With us, every child has a future because they definitely got it in the nature. They may not be popular on Twitter, but with us, their future will glitter like stars in the sky. Every little one of them is gonna get brighter. We can do this, we must do this. That's why we are called leaders. Leaders for today, leaders for tomorrow, leaders for the future, leaders with TFN. Check it out, what do you say?